Welcome to episode 4 of Cyber Wasteland. I thought this week we'd take a look at Crash Team Racing, the PS4 remake that came out a couple of years back. This is one of the games that actually really got me into gaming back on the PS1, which is the original release. So this week I thought we'd take a look at this one. Now, the premise of the game is really easy. Nitrous Oxide, the main antagonist, wants to take over the planet unless you can beat them in a race. That's literally the entire story for Crash Team Racing, which I love because it's so straightforward, so simple. And what we have here is there are different modes of play. You can have an arcade, standard race, a cup race. The characters resemble pretty much, if you think of Looney Tunes, they're a lot like that from that era, the 90s. It's really good. It's one of the very first games I can remember becoming addicted to. I used to play as the Crash Bandicoot character, who you can see is actually the model is right behind me. It was one of those games that when you think like times were kind of tough, awkward, it was pure escapism at its best. Then a couple of years ago, thankfully, they remade it because it had such an impact on me. Now there are two different modes of play of the story, which I'm mainly going to be talking about here. You've got the classic, which is a dead-on remake of the PS1 version and the PS4 version. Now the PS4 version, you get to choose your difficulty, so easy, medium, hard, and you also get to change characters, which you didn't get to in the original. You'd choose at the beginning, and that was it. That was who you had through the entire race. What I found really interesting here is that not just changing your characters, but you get to customize your kart. Because it's a kart racing game, it's basically more cartoony, arcadey. You get different weapons, power-ups. But you can actually change your kart per race. So you can say if you've got one where it's a lot of straight stretches, choose speed. One with a lot of corners, choose, turning is your speciality. But I really got a lot out of going back because I'm going through a phase of taking like a blast from the past, Crash Team Racing, Resident Evil, God of War. But one of the points I wanted to really highlight was I remembered it being so much harder. Maybe it's because I played it as a child before. The story campaign, anyway. Because the final race, Nitrous Oxide, now there are two final races. The first one seems to be much easier, where you do all the specific island races multiple times, and Nitrous Oxide, once you've got your keys, will say, right, you'll challenge you to a final race, race him, game finishes. If you want the true ending to the game, you have to do all the cup challenges, so all your first races, then all your CTR challenges, which is you'll have the CTR icons scattered in different places across your racetrack. Collect all those and win the race. You'll then have to do the relic challenge, which is basically like a time trial, so you need to beat the level within a certain amount of time to finish. Once you've done all those, you'll then need to do the cup challenges, so play them all again but in cup races to get the jewels. Then you'll finally be at a stage where you can go for the final cup. It's extremely addictive, it's easy to play. I would recommend it to anyone. It's one of the few games I'd actually give a 10-star rating to because it's just that good. It's iconic. And I literally can't recommend it enough. Right then, some more news. I have officially launched the Cyber Wasteland Facebook group. So there will be a link in the bio below. So head on over there to find out everything Cyber Wasteland related. Thank you so much for watching and hopefully enjoying. I will see you next time.